So in TNT, you get onto somebody's truck. They might be an owner op, they might be a company driver, or they might be a lease, aka company op, but it's their truck. So you're jumping into their house. You gotta play by their rules. If one of their rules is, hey, I don't want shoes going past the front two seats, you gotta live with that. You gotta make sure that you're trying to take those shoes off before you go into the back, because that's their house. They live in there, eat, sleep, all that stuff, watch TV, whatever. They're doing it in their house. Now, some trainers have different rules, and it's pretty much the law of the truck, because that's their truck. Now, it's not a big deal to follow these rules that they have. I don't think anyone has any rules that are unbelievably hard to deal with, like taking your shoes off when you go in the back. And a lot of reasons, that's the main thing that they like to do, because they don't want the dirt and filth that you walk in the truck stop into the back of the truck, because they want to wear their socks or maybe go barefooted, we'll say, and they don't want to be stepping in the same stuff that you walk through in the truck stops. Truck stops are nasty. Whenever you get onto TNT, make sure you ask them questions about their roles, like what kind of roles they have. They might not want you wearing a headset driving down the road in their truck. That's their truck. You gotta follow their directions. If they're all like, hey man, I don't want you on the phone while you're driving your shift, you can wait till the end of the day to make your phone calls and all that, and you need to abide by it, because at the end of the day, they're trying to make sure that you and them get somewhere safely. It's a good time to listen to them, and if you have any questions, I'm sure that they would answer why they feel that way. Some of the lease guys, from what I'm understanding, the lease TNT trainers mainly, they're telling their students, hey, I don't want my truck to go over 57 miles per hour. It's helping with my fuel costs. So you got to understand that they're the ones paying for that fuel. They don't want to be going 65 or whatever. They don't want to go that fast because they don't want to burn up their fuel. They don't want to, they're trying to save money. They're trying to cut costs. You got to really understand this. It's their truck. Like I said, it's their rules. And if you really listen to them and understand why they have the rules that they have, then you're going to be better, because you're going to figure out, oh, so if I go a little bit slower, I can save money and fuel. Sometimes they might have a load that they're all like, all right, tonight I want you to max out the truck, like max out the speed and try put out as many miles as you can. That's probably because they have a load that's paying good that needs to get there fast, or maybe they're trying to get to another load earlier to do something, like get their next load on time. Like it's not your truck to make decisions on, like, hey, you know what, this load it has an open window of 24 hours. It's not your place to be like, hey, you know what, let's go in at the end of the window, that way I can get some more rest, or I can chill out. No, that he's running a business. If he says we're getting up at this time and I want you there at this time, you need to get there at that time, because he has something planned, like for his next load. A lot of the things on TNT can be prevented with good communication. Just asking them the question of, hey, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but why do you want to go in this early? Like, why are we trying to get there extra early? That's going to take care of some of the confusion, because they're going to be like, oh, well, here's my reasoning behind it. I think that it would be better to do this because of this. Listen to them, learn from them. My TNT trainer, he said, hey, anytime you stop, wake me up. And the reasoning behind it is that whenever I stopped, he wanted to get out and go use the bathroom, because he was all like, man, that's my opportunity to go use the bathroom. So of course, every time I stopped, usually by the time I set those brakes, he was already up out of his bed and, hey, what are we stopping for? Well, like, fuel. All right, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. Oh, cool. So he was making sure I didn't leave him. Another thing about taking your shoes off and not wearing them in the back is a lot of trainers like to have the shoes in the front because whenever they get in the truck, say they're fueling up and they don't see you get out, before they take off and they leave that fuel stop, they'll look for the shoes in the floor. They'll be like, okay, his shoes are here, he's in the truck. You know, there's different stuff. In my truck, I like to look for the shoes. That was one thing. And if the curtain was closed, then I know my teammate's in there. If the curtains are open, he's not in the truck. So like I would look 2 places. Actually, we would look 3 places, because whoever wasn't driving on the Qualcomm, on the cord of the Qualcomm, we would latch their set of keys. So like if I wasn't driving, my keys were latched on the cord of the Qualcomm, and my shoes were up front, my shoes were up front and the curtain was closed. That means I was back there sleeping. I wasn't out the truck, because I'm not leaving the truck without my keys, because it might be cold outside or whatever and I need to get back in. Also, it's a good idea to like pay attention to your surroundings too. So like you don't want to be in the back knocking over your trainer's stuff back there. So like be aware of like, okay, my trainer's TV's right there, it's on this mount right here. You don't want to tear up any of his stuff, because I've had a student one time, he was up on top bunk and I had my TV was against the wall. It was on a swivel mount, and whenever my student jumped out of bed, he threw his feet over. Whenever he did that, they landed right on top of my TV. Boom, ripped the back of the TV off and the TV fell. And it's not good to be tearing up my TV. I told him, I said, don't worry about it, I'll get another one. It's not that big of a deal. I'm an understanding person. It was an accident, it happens. I said, don't worry about it, I'll get another TV. It's not that big of a deal. If your trainer says, hey, I don't want you using any of my charging cables, don't use the charging cables. Evidently, some trainers have been through several cables, because maybe the guy before you was careless with his cables. Maybe the guy before you was careless with his plugs. So if he tells you, hey, I don't want you doing this, then don't do it. Ask him, hey, where am I supposed to charge my phone? Some trainers, they leave one of the plugs open in the inverter for you to plug into and charge your phone and stuff like that, and that's how you're going to charge it. And make it more convenient for yourself. Get a really long cord. They sell them in truck stops. Really long charging cable. That way you can charge your phone from anywhere. Like I said, it's their truck. If they don't want you using the microwave, then don't be using this microwave. And some trainers on TNT, they don't have microwaves. They don't have refrigerators. Like, they don't have that stuff, because they like to do things their way. Maybe they want to eat out all the time. Maybe they don't like making their own food. Maybe they don't like cleaning up the dishes after they make their own food. You have to ask your trainers whenever you meet your TNT trainers. You got to ask them, hey, you got a refrigerator? Can I use it? You got a microwave? Do you mind me using it? You want to be real respectful of their stuff, because it's gonna be a lot better if you ask than just go ahead and do whatever you want in there. When you're just doing whatever you want and you're just helping yourself to everything, they're gonna have more pullback. They're gonna be like, nope, you can't even do this now. Like, you can't mess with this, you can't mess with that now, because you're just helping yourself to their stuff. And I've had a student before. It was something simple. We stopped at Walmart and I said, hey, grab you some sandwich stuff, get you some food and stuff, and we're gonna hit the road, blah blah blah. We're gonna be over the road for this long. Here's my rolls. Gave him the rolls. We took off. First place we stopped, he said, what are you eating for lunch? I said, I'm gonna make me a sandwich. I bought sandwich stuff. I'm gonna make me a sandwich. He said, can I get one? I said, sure, man. Here, I gave him a sandwich. Well, then we stopped a little while later up the road to get fuel, and I was all like, hey man, get out here with me, and I'll show you how I get fuel. And he goes, well, I'm gonna grab something to eat real quick. I was like, man, this dude just ate a sandwich. I wasn't thinking about it. But guess what? He helped himself to my stuff to make himself another sandwich. I was like, wow, this dude just jumped in my refrigerator and helped himself. But you know, some things happen like that. I did tell him, I'm like, hey, I told you to buy sandwich stuff. You're not gonna help yourself. If you ask and I got it, if you ask, pretty much I'm probably gonna give it to you. But if you don't ask and you just help yourself, forget it. You ain't never getting nothing else. And like people's actions will change the trainer. Like I used to buy all the food in my truck, and I would tell my students, hey, I'm gonna buy sandwich food, meat, I'm gonna buy food, I'm gonna cook a meal a day, and you know, we're gonna eat good. Whenever I don't cook, I'm going out to eat. Like, you're gonna have to fend for yourself that day. If you want to just eat a can of raviolis or whatever, go for it. Well, what happened was, I went to a truck stop and I was all like, you know what, I'm gonna go eat in here. I really wanted some Popeyes that day. My student jumped in line behind me. I was like, oh, he's getting Popeyes too. So I went through the line, I got my food, and the lady said, is that everything? And my student said, no, that's not everything. You're getting mine too because you didn't cook for me. I was like, what? Guess what I did? I said, look, I'm not cooking for any more people. So I started telling my guys, hey, look, sometimes I cook a lot of food, so like I cook for more than one person, and if I got extra, I'm gonna feed you. You know, it helps them out. Like, I know how it was to come out here with not making no money, you know, like worrying how I'm gonna pay my bills whenever I was on a $700 guarantee a week. $700 minimum guaranteed a week, so I could make more than that. I know the feeling. But due to people's actions and stuff like that, you know, I changed my ways. I used to buy cases of water for my truck. Hey, anyone needs a water, grab a water. I'm slowly getting back into that. I'm all like, hey, you need water, grab a water. But it took me a while, because one time I told a guy, I said, hey man, while we're out here working, if you want a water, grab a water. I got some water in there. It's hot. What happened? I go back there. I had a brand new case of water. It was all gone. I said, wait, where's all my water at? He goes, oh, yesterday whenever you said I could get water, I helped myself. I took like 10 bottles of water to the room. I said, for what? He goes, that way if I got thirsty in my room, or like if I need to cook some ramen noodles or something, I had some water. I was like, what? Like, nah, that ain't happening again. So, you know, due to people's actions, trainers can change, like maybe for the worst, maybe for the better. You know, it's sad that it's like that, but think about it. The rules that your trainer gives you is because he's already had somebody else done messed it up, so he has to have that rule for you. You know, you got to think of it like that. But like I said, it's his truck, his rules. I hope this video might have helped some people out, cleared some stuff up, and you know, y'all be safe out there, guys over the road. Y'all be safe out there, and I'm gonna keep on training, and I'm gonna keep on making students for some TNT guys, and I'm hoping that this video helps some people out to understand more of why your TNT trainer might have excessive rules that you don't understand. Like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me some comments down there. Tell me what you think. Maybe I missed some rules or didn't cover something that somebody needs. If I didn't cover something, go ahead and leave it in the comments so I know to get back to it and cover that. I'm out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell. Get my latest lives. Get my newest videos. Also, in the description, there's a link to fill out an application and get my recruiter. My recruiter's good. Don't forget to drop that referral code COXDJO. Also, my phone number is 417-894-8098. Drop me a call, text me, something.